Welcome back to The Scoop. I'm Joanne Dynak, and I'm talking to Megan Bentley from Majide and ABC's I Survived a Japanese Game Show. So, when we left off, you had just arrived in Japan, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, now let's get to the really juicy stuff, like the actual games and the challenges that you guys did there. So, what kinds of challenges did they force you guys to survive on the show?
Well, there were crazy things. I think what you just saw on the screen, well, that one right there would be Baby Go Boom Boom, where we would have to wear these ridiculous, very embarrassing outfits and be spun around on a merry-go-round and have to carry this milk through an obstacle course, and whichever team gets the most milk in their bottle at the end wins. Or we'd have to stick our face into a big tub of ice and pull out fish. Or we would have to do just crazy things where people would be batting these giant balloons at you, and you were, I think it was called Stuck on Golf. So it was a golf club swinging out these giant beach balls, and you're trying to knock them out, and meanwhile there's just a gigantic foam floor of stickiness. So if you fell, you were completely like a fly, you know, stuck in a web. So it was just absolutely crazy things that you would never think of. I mean, this is definitely Japanese humor, and I think why a lot of American audiences are thinking to themselves, why am I watching this? And I'm not. I will change the channel. So it's a crazy show. I think if you don't know somebody that's on it, it might be a little hard to get through. So I appreciate all my friends and family sticking by and watching all 8 weeks.
Definitely. So did you have like a favorite or a least favorite kind of game, or one they thought was like especially crazy?
I really like the Stuck on Golf that I was talking about, just because I felt I dominated at that game. I really liked, there was a game called Wheel of Human Torpedo, which I actually didn't get a chance to compete in just because I was going to be on the second round of things and my team won, but that was a really fun game to watch. And we played a game called Party in My Pants, which was a lot of fun too. While you had really fast tennis balls being shot at you, and you had to pick them up with these clipper type things and put them in a big pair of pants. So that was another fun one. But every single outfit that we were in was just completely embarrassing. So it was definitely not some of my best looks, I have to say.
Well, you wore them wonderfully.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you.
You're welcome. So did you have a greatest victory you feel, something you were especially proud of winning?
Well, I would have to say it was definitely the first team game. It was Wheel of Human Torpedo, which kind of, I feel, set the tone for my team, which was the Green Tigers. So, you know, we come to Japan, we immediately win, we're given the very first reward, so it just felt really great to be given the first reward on this huge adventure that was in front of us, not knowing what to expect.
Beautiful. So let's talk strategy. From what I understand, for most of the show, there were 2 teams of contestants, right? Did you get to choose which team you wanted to be on?
You did not. You were pre-selected on which team you would be on. They came to us the morning before we went to the studio for the first time and gave us a tracksuit, and I had this green tracksuit. And I'm looking around and looking at my team, who I have not yet been able to speak with, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm really intimidated. I think the red team is stacked up a little bit better. So I was feeling nervous before we headed to the studio for the first time.
Did you ever have a chance to switch in between teams?
I was traded over, I guess you could say. I made the choice to, it was the red team. They were going to be able to choose somebody for the green team, or the green team could first select somebody to go over. And it was a strategy I was trying to play. I went ahead and went over to the red team, knowing that I had a strong alliance at the time on the green team, and that when it came down to an elimination round, if my team lost, the green team would save me from having to go into an elimination round. But in the end, I don't know if it was the best strategic move, because I did not win the $250,000. But I had a strategy, Joanne, the entire time while I was there. I went in, for the past 8 years, I've been reading a reality television book, which teaches you how to make alliances and what to look for. So I definitely went in there, you know, seeking out people. And looking back, one of my strongest alliance members, Linda, she's like, I was scared to death of you the first day. You came in, you cornered me, and you were like, it's you and me until the end. We are on an alliance. This is not up for debate. So I'm sure I went in like that. I don't remember thinking or remember actually doing that to a point, but I'm sure I probably intimidated some people.
Do you think that some of the things that you learned or, you know, had to use on the show have helped you in actual life?
Some of the things that I've learned in the show has helped me in actual life.
Yeah, like strategies or, you know, ways to approach different situations.
Absolutely, I would say so. My goals on the show were to be as as likable of a character as possible because I didn't want a lot of conflict surrounding me. Because I think in the end, if you are a well-liked person, people would keep you around even if you're maybe not as good a competitor. If somebody who's really ticking you off, you know, but can win everything, you kind of want to get rid of that person. So, and also not to look as a huge threat too. I think that comes in really handy when I work with my doctors too, because I don't like somebody who's a pushy salesperson, like you have to get this, you have to get this, you have to get this. So just to try to be likable and friendly and let the other person kind of take the lead and know that maybe in the background you have a little bit of the control too. So I don't know, it's different how my sales job would really play into Majide. It's kind of hard to put those two together, but I understand what you're saying, and I think there are some correlations there. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So were you kind of, at any point in the show, like with some of these unbelievable challenges I've seen, like worried about your personal safety or well-being?
There were definitely some crazy things where I thought, oh my gosh, am I really going to do this? But I didn't fear for my own safety. ABC was definitely there. There was a Japanese crew as well as about 75 American crew members, and everything was tested, checked, and the crew would first perform the games themselves, and then we would watch a video of them doing the game, and so we knew what to expect. Rome would go out and explain it to us, and you're supposed to act like that's the first time, that Rome, the host, you're supposed to act like that's the first time you're hearing the rules, and boom, you know exactly what to do. But really, you're able to see that everything's been tested, and they definitely had a safety crew there just checking to make sure everything was strapped. So, you know, it's ABC, and it's a multi-million-dollar production, and if something would happen, it'd be a huge liability and a huge hole in their story. If, oh my gosh, Megan is, you know, now has a broken back, she can't, you know, that ruins the entire show. So I felt pretty safe during everything.